Of two, Pamela Selani's actions have left her community a devastating mark and highlight the extreme measures to which some may go when pushed to their limits. A tale rooted in desperation, betrayal, and finally a cold-blooded murderer. Pamela's story is a typical example of the dark paths human emotions can lead to. The dark saga began sometime in 2016 in the town of Gauteng in South Africa. Pamela had been dating a Malawian who was residing in Gauteng, South Africa, Michael Chingisa, but the relationship quickly took a drastic turn when Pamela discovered that she was HIV positive. According to her, it is not clear if she actually ran an HIV test, but she swore that Michael has infected her with HIV and he was going to pay with his life. It is important to note that when Pamela was dating Michael, she was actually dating another guy in a neighborhood, also a Malawian who was residing in South Africa, called Gift. She lured Gift, the second boyfriend, and they plotted how they were going to take Michael out of the picture. So Pamela invited Michael over to her house while Gift hid in their bathroom. When Michael fell sometime asleep in the middle of the night, the lady Pamela and Gift beat Michael to death with a hammer, and this actually happened in the presence of Pamela's two sons. They witnessed the murders. So time went on and everything was cool. When Michael was dead, Pamela and Gift dragged his body out, dug a shallow grave somewhere just around Pamela's compound, and that was where Michael's body was buried. Because Michael was a foreigner in South Africa, nobody actually did notice his disappearance. So when neighbors started asking about Michael, why her boyfriend who doesn't really come to visit her anymore, she claimed that he has moved to Cape Town or somewhere else, that he has just moved on with his life. So nobody really put, like, fingers were never placed, or nobody really suspected anything. Time went on, and in 2016 Pamela called her first son, who was 16 at this time. His name was actually Avil. So Pamela told his eldest son, who was 17 at the time, that Gift was being abusive to her, that Gift has physically abused her, and she was equally going to make him pay with his own life. So Pamela conspired with her first son Avil, who was 17 years at the time. They had to poison Avil's food, and when he ate the food and became so weak, his head was submerged in a bathtub and he drowned. He actually died by drowning. His body was dragged outside, and the same shallow grave that Michael was buried in, they tossed Gift's body and closed it up. Time went on and things were normal, but because of the trauma, or people really can't tell, this information really have less pictures. Remember, I said these people that were killed by this woman were actually foreigners in South Africa, so we really don't have images of the men and even Pamela's 17-year-old son. So as time went on, the boy began using drugs, and at this point he began blackmailing his mother. He kept asking his mother, Pamela, for money to foot his drugs addiction, but at a point she really did not want to give. Pamela was ready to go to any extent in order to keep her secret, and knowing that his son was not going to shut up, so the only thing she had to do was to take him out of the picture. So she equally planned the death of her first son, and when the boy was asleep, Pamela used a hammer and struck the boy multiple times on the head until he breathed his last in the presence of his 14-year-old younger brother. The boy died. After the boy's death, Pamela took the body outside, dug the same shallow grave where she had previously buried her two lovers, Michael and Gift, and tossed the boy's body and claimed she had sent him somewhere to learn a trade. This trauma, the 14-year-old boy had seen enough. The killing of the Michael, Gift, and his elder brother, he knew he was not safe. So he began behaving like he was actually having a mental breakdown. The boy had seen so much trauma that he could not really think straight anymore. Pamela had to seek the help of a native doctor, popularly known in South Africa as a Sangoma. So she took this boy to the hospital, to the native doctor, claiming that the boy was seeing evil spirit. So she needed the Sangoma to cleanse the boy of the evil spirit the boy was seeing. One thing leading to the other, the boy felt safe at this native or Sangoma's place, shrine, and was able to open up. But the man couldn't really believe the story. It was too much for his ear. So he played Pamela that he was going to call another healer so they could join hands and heal the boy or drive the evil spirit that he has been seeing. So by so doing, he actually called the police, and when the police came, beyond reasonable doubt, they had to prove all what the boy has explained, and these men could not know, they were really nowhere to be found. And the same spot the 14-year-old boy showed the police, when they dug up that area, the 3 bodies were exhumed, and it was confirmed that it was that of Pamela's 17-year-old son Avil, his first lover Michael, and then Gift. He was taken to court, and a few weeks ago she was sentenced. She was landed 3 life sentences and 5 more years for being able to escape the long arm of the law. You can imagine the extent to which this woman was willing to go just to keep her secret intact. It is really the heart of human is desperately wicked. I can't really imagine going through that just to kill her own son, just to shut his mouth. And which means the second boy had seen a lot, and he knew that he really dare not take the part of his elder brother, else he would have died by the hands of his own mother. And that was the tragic story of Pamela. Like I said, the details of this case are out there, but they are not really photo image about the victims. So it was better to do it this way with the green screen. The only person that we could get photos of was the killer woman, and we are happy that she is in jail. She is very lucky because South Africa doesn't, this kind of crime in other countries she could land herself on a dead row, but because South Africa doesn't have the death penalty, she will only have the rest of her life in jail. She will die in prison. So she has really carried her psychopathic behavior to the prison, where she will not be able to hurt anyone. When the judge really makes so many remarks, when I watched this case, she was not remorseful. She doesn't regret anything, and she had nothing to even tell the family of these 2 men, that she was never sorry for what she did. According to her, these men wronged her. Pamela, indeed, I don't know, should I say she's a psychopath, or she really doesn't have empathy for anybody. And that was the ugly story of Pamela Selani. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. That is it for Sad Reality with Melvis. Please, if you're watching me on Facebook, do not forget to follow me. And if you're watching me on YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel. And on to my next video. So long.